Good morning. Special Saturday morning podcast, Bleed Deep Purple podcast. Wanted to spend a little time talking about what has transpired the last couple of days, especially with the comment that Brian Urlacher, the Hall of Fame linebacker for the Chicago Bears, made this week, which is kind of falls in that category. Are you serious? He's comparing the Jacob Blake shooting to Brett Favre playing a Monday night game when his dad passed away. I'm not seeing the connection. I think Urlacher needs to rethink his thoughts there and maybe take it back a little bit, because there's just no comparison. I think what needs to be noted here is that what Urlacher was saying about Jacob Blake is really the problem, generally speaking, when these situations happen. And let me explain. So there was warrants out for Blake for this, that, and the other thing. Now, these were just warrants. Someone made a claim. They decided there was enough evidence to arrest him, and they were trying to find him to arrest him. And maybe they're all true, maybe not, who knows, but you're certainly innocent until you're proven guilty. And the thing is, when these cops, and the problem generally speaking, what happens is when these cops see this information, immediately in their mind, they have labeled Jacob Blake a piece of shit. They go in there thinking this guy is worthless. And you got to agree with that, because who would shoot someone 7 times in the back if they didn't think this guy is worthless or a piece of shit? And I think that's what Urlacher was basically saying without saying it, and that's why people are a little upset that he was labeling this guy a piece of shit. Why are NBA players protesting when he was basically a piece of shit who had warrants out for him and this and that and the other thing? And that is completely wrong. I grew up not really religious, but I always liked the stories in the Bible, especially the stories with Jesus. And the one that I always liked was the Mary Magdalene story. When he rounded the corner, he walks upon the scene where there are people in the town with rocks in their hand, and there's a lady in the middle, and they're about to stone her to death. And he asked why, and it's because she was, the town prostitute. And he said that famous line, well, before you throw that stone and before you start killing her, he who or she who hasn't sinned, cast the first stone. And, they thought about it, and they slowly started putting the stone down and walked away, because it's true. So the point is, these cops, they go into these situations with the mindset that they're dealing with a piece of shit, but they're not looking at themselves, and maybe they're a piece of shit, and, forgetting about all the stuff they've been doing and have done and will do, and then just focus on making this guy, the bad guy, and subsequently, this guy is shot 7 times. So I think what Brian Urlacher said was just so stupid, and it doesn't make any sense. And he was comparing the Jacob Blake situation to what Brett Favre playing a Monday night game when his dad died. And I can't remember exactly with the situation, but I think his dad died a day or two before the game was actually going to happen. A game that he was preparing for a week. It was a Monday night game, so it was a big, nationally televised game. So, he made a decision to play the game because that's what his father would have wanted. The players are protesting is over time, there's been just a lot of these senseless shootings. And not so much senseless, but, you're shooting an unarmed person in the back, most of the time, that's a little hard to take. So I just wanted to throw my 2 cents worth on that Brian Urlacher statement. I'm glad the Bears have distancing themselves from Urlacher. It's a smart thing to do, right thing to do in my opinion. And it's not going to get us anywhere when we take that route, but let's move on. Vikings look good. I was watching some of the recap on Vikings.com. Thielen made an incredible catch. They had a practice at US Bank Stadium. No one got hurt. They had a pregame little meeting that was broadcasted that talked about the social justice stuff that needs to be addressed, in my opinion. So let's move on. And other than that, let's see what's up with So it appears there was an accident with Courtney Cronin, the legendary beat writer for ESPN, who covers the Vikings. I guess she was tanning and brought a drink and spilled a drink in a tanning booth and got electrocuted. You can see here on the left-hand side, straight here, the whole 9 yards, and on the right-hand side, what happened after the tanning booth, incident. Thank God she's still alive, but her hair got all frizzed up here. So let's pray for Courtney Cronin and hope this doesn't happen again. So glad to have her back. I like what she has to say, but certainly being electrocuted isn't a fun thing to go through. Other than that, not much going on. It's Saturday, getting closer and closer to game time. Let's see what happens. So let's skull out. Skull, skull, skull.